Hey Soul Tribe! So, welcome to your in-depth weekly Divine Masculine reading, and I just got to go ahead and jump right through because there's a masculine out here that they're really ignoring the warning signs. I see this masculine, they're just going la 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 like with the people that they have been trying to collaborate with, and they're starting to really piss off people around them. They're in a lot of ways they're ignoring their intuition. And again, I just keep getting this person is in fucking la la land, because with the 10 of Cups underneath here, like there's something that this divine masculine is trying to force in terms of what does it mean to have family? Like, there's some kind of ideology that this masculine had when it came to what it meant to have a mother and a father, and, take gender as it resonates. But if I have to throw that in there for anyone who may be going through a same-sex situation, there could be some frustrations in terms of whose role is it to provide? Whose role is it to be the nurturer? Because I'm getting a divine masculine who is really resenting their role within family. So if this sounds like you're reading, you are more than welcome to stick around. If we haven't met yet, my name is High Priestess Berries, psychic, medium, and divine channeler, hoping to bring you a message. Now, always remember, my messages are candid, unscripted, but they are also timeless. So please tap into your instincts, listen to your intuition. If there's anything that I talk about that doesn't make any sense, totally fine. Do not worry about it. This message may not be for you, but if it does resonate, please let me know by liking and sharing your experience in the comments below, and I will throw it out there. I do provide personalized readings if you need some very specific guidance on how to work through your particular twin flame or karmic soulmate situation. We've got the devil, and this is a devil that there's something about sneaking around, skirting around the issue. This is somebody that is more about, the they're legalistic. So it's sort of like they quote the letter of the law versus the spirit of the law. There is a masculine. They're trying to skirt around some very important issues when it comes to this isn't you. This is they're it's sort of as though there was somebody that they shouldn't be with, and they are around somebody that they're trying to push away a lot of projectionary energy with. What is the divine masculine's feelings about this situation? 10 of Cups decided to come back. Like, this masculine just, you know, I can appreciate it. They want to be happy, but this is sort of an idea of constructed happiness. Like, this is the way that we were taught to live and behave, and I'm going to stick to it because it feels familiar. And I think in some cases, these masculines are trying really hard to maintain an ideal. Like, my family did it this way, this is how what family's supposed to look like, but they're so focused on the external that they're not taking the time to consider the softness of their individuality. This is going to be very challenging for this masculine, especially if they are male identifying. And if I feel like this masculine has really resented that they've always had to be the provider, but really they want to be the nurturer, or even more so, they want to be nurtured. So some of you may have been put into a situation where you became a parent, but you became a parent to the spouse and the child. And I say spouse, that's just kind of a generic term because the word partner is also very loosey-goosey. But it's sort of like the parent to the child was also becoming the child as well. And it's sort of as though, it's sort of like if if you're the baby, how is it that everybody else is not on your level? Not everybody's at your age level. So we got Page of Cups right here along with 10 of Swords. A lot of you have been trying to figure out, I think, how did I get into this situation in the first place? But this masculine is dealing with some consummate rejection over and over again, because the Page of Cups is someone again, I'm talking about masculine energy, but they kind of wish they could tap into their femininity. And even women can struggle with this. And if this masculine is a woman, but has been accustomed to fighting for themselves, fighting off the bully, trying to be a leader, they've been stuck within their masculine energy and they're exhausted and they're just looking for some respite. Like, you did nothing wrong here. Like, I want to throw that right straight out there. You didn't do anything wrong. This person wasn't mature enough to ask for what they needed in the first place, and you just kind of got caught up in something. What do we have at the top over here? Six of Pentacles. Yeah, this person has, like, they've been over generous, and this is somebody who's been a little bit over giving. In At first, I'm pretty sure that this masculine walked into the situations like, look, I'm just gonna give to you. You seem awesome. I want to be there for you. But there is this quid pro quo. If you're not familiar with the term, often it's quid pro quo can be associated with, say, human resources or the workplace, where it's like, I'll give you a promotion if you like have sex with me. But it's a transactional relationship. Sex does not have to be literally involved with this, but there is some kind of unspoken agreement, because this person, they have the maturity of a kid. They never actually grew up, and they just thought that there was this unspoken agreement they could have had with you, or whatever situation that they are in, you know, especially if you're trying to check in on somebody that you don't have contact with anymore. King of Wands. This is somebody, they leaped into it again. Like Britney Spears called and said, oops, I did it again. They got caught up in their own game, and now they're in a situation where they've just repeated a cycle. Like, this is nothing new. And in some ways, I feel like you, Divine Feminine, like your stomach is turning out of frustration, because they did this to you. You tried to speak to them on their level, maybe just finally honoring that maybe they are a little bit of a kid. You tried to speak to them on that level, but because they're fucking immature, they're like, no, fuck you, go away. Like, in some ways, I do really love the King of Wands in this particular card. It's like, but it could also be this feeling of, no, leave me alone, fuck you. Like, there's some, like, you know, freaked out 4 or 5-year-old maturity level that I'm picking up right here on their feminine frequency. This person, they've been trying to manifest happiness, but they're so focused on how externally, how it's supposed to look like. And they think, oh, I just have to pay into it and I get payment back. And then they just jump from one thing to the next. Oh, that didn't work, off to the next. Oh, that didn't work, off to the next. Oh, that didn't work, off to the next. Like, this person's in debt. Like, whether they're in debt financially or they're in debt with so many explanations, because I am noticing the tattoo of the scales on the back of the hand right here. Like, this person has left a trail of karmic destruction behind them. How does this masculine feel about their karmic? So this is a pre-shuffle. Like, this is sort of like la 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 la. Like, in some ways, like, I could feel some sympathy for this karmic person that this divine masculine walked themselves into. But this, again, I see this as the divine masculine, and these are all the external energies around them. Like, because there are some karmic frequencies, they're just kind of allowing the masculine to be a child. Why? Because the karmic themselves are being a child. But there are other energies that are just getting really pissed off at this masculine's ignorance. They're being very naive, and in some ways, the way I read into it, they're being willfully ignorant. It's like, I'm just not going to let anything bother me anymore, and I'm just gonna sing this song because no one else can bother me here. Like, this masculine's working very hard trying to be happy. Like, this kid's eyes are closed and they're trying to envision what life would be like this, and the external energies around them are sitting there looking at this going, what is this fucking person's problem? Ten of Swords. Wow. Like, you notice how there's just a lot of this loop? It's sort of like this masculine, they try to move off to the next thing. Nope, it comes back around. They, like, you know, that's this lovely snake energy down here, and they keep magnetizing the same type of person over and over and over again. And Divine Feminine, honestly, give yourself a little bit of a break if you have been through this cycle. It's just important to see it for what it is. Once you see past the spell, it can be broken. What do we have at the top of your Two of Cups? So yeah, this is a confirmation that this person tried to hook up with somebody, create a new relationship. This could be romantic. This could be a friendship. This could be business. It's going to be different for a lot of you. Like, this actually feels very casual. It's sort of as though this person, your divine masculine, they're not even seeking out sexuality. They're just seeking out someone who would just let them be themselves. Like, on one level, I kind of get it. we all want to be ourselves. But this kid over here, this divine kid, the divine child, basically at this point, um, because they are so blocked off from their intuition, because they haven't taken the time to understand what family means, what love means, what actual happiness means, they're still stuck with the idea that it has to be done a specific way. And people have specific roles, and this I keep wanting to call him a kid, this divine kid, like they're trying so hard to project their ego because they think that is their soul. And right now they are entangled with somebody that allows them to be. Like, this is very quaint. It's like, yeah, you're immature, I'm immature, but we're not going to say that because that's triggering to each other. So they constantly skirt around the issue. Let's get another card. King of Wands. Oh, dear God. What this masculine doesn't quite realize, at least quite yet, that they're going to be having a lot of bullied conversations with this person, because once the new relationship energy of this wears off, when the money runs out, because this masculine's so far in debt, the universe is pigeonholing them into this situation where they can't leave, because this masculine has their ego so locked up, they don't want to move forward, they don't want to change. Now they're going to be stuck with this person, and it's going to raise up the temperature. In some ways, if you're in no contact with this person, consider it to be a huge fucking blessing, because you do not want to get into the middle of this. How do they feel towards you, divine feminine? Like, they feel like you've moved on. And I think a few of you are like, no, I haven't really moved on. I feel like a few of you struggled with, because we got some choppy water. You're trying to face forward, and you're trying to find the calmness through it all. I think a few of you have been carrying your masculine on the fifth dimension, trying to show them that there is a way to get past all of this. But as far as this masculine's concerned, they know they cause problems in your life. In some ways, they are extremely aware of how much pain they have caused you, but because they're still locked up in this childish energy, like, they have the emotional maturity of a 5-year-old. I'm sorry to say, I don't care if they're 46 fucking years old. They behave like a 6-year-old in this energy. This person has had 40 years, take age as it resonates, but they've had an entire lifetime of, getting away with this behavior because they've had family who's enablers. Maybe culturally this behavior was considered to be appropriate, or they knew how to lure in through transactional situations that they just hopped through. Like, once the relationship got deep, they left. But again, like, there's only so much you can pay for in order to get into these relationships, and then having the payment to get out of these relationships. This person's been leapfrogging through life with people that are more than happy to enable them. But again, like, the enablers are getting suspicious, and the people who are still working with this divine masculine, they're getting infuriated. Like, look how red-faced this monster is. Like, this monster is ready to cut off this kid. Like, they're really fucking aggravating people around you. So I want you to be very mindful, divine feminine. What images are coming to your mind? What energies are you entertaining? You must observe it, because you may be picking up some of angry projections that people are putting onto divine masculine. Look at the card of the magician, death. Like, they kind of know they can't go back to you, but they also know if they did come back to you, they'd have to put on a really good show. Like, this person is full of shit. I'm sorry to say. Yeah, Seven of Swords. They're deceptive. Like, this person is so disconnected from their intuition. They can't tell the difference between you and karma. They really just can't. And it's nothing that you did right or wrong. This person's broken. They're accustomed to operating like this. And in many ways, this masculine has told themselves a lie that you deceived them. It is a lie, but because they don't stick around long enough to be self-introspective, they don't stick around in relationships that would question them, because the moment that somebody questions them, they hightail out of here. And in this case, because I feel as though there's a maturity gap, even just like, an older person hanging out with a younger person, They're using their age as authority to rain terror on somebody young. I'm sorry, this divine masculine is behaving like a predator. What do we have? The Empress. Like, this is more of a message for you, divine feminine. Just because this fuckwad is behaving the way that it is, it should not impede on how you view yourself. You alone are beautiful and you alone are powerful and have the ability to magnetize anything that you want. Until the masculine is willing to sit back and understand why they behave the way that they behave, they're just going to be stuck like this. There is a lot of therapy this person needs to go through, but they have not hit their rock bottom to give them an incentive. They're kind of on the verge of one. And when the rock bottom hits, you're not going to be there for them. Mostly because their behavior has taught you to not trust them. And if this person ever wants to get into your good graces, they know they would actually have to put in the work. So that said, yikes. What does the universe want to say to you, divine feminine, King of Pentacles? It's time for you to start focusing on your own sense of independence and your own sense of wealth. Oh, I wasn't even supposed to pick from that pile. I love it. All right, King of Pentacles along with fuck yeah. So this is connected to here. Like, you more than likely had the idea because this person was so generous with you at one point. You probably thought that, hey, if we work together, like, oh my God, like I could have this kind of life and then they could have that kind of life. Like, there was something very magical that you felt you could have had with this divine masculine. And then they just ran off and left you feeling as though you couldn't take care of yourself, as though, how are you going to take care of yourself? This is deception. You were deceived. And in some ways, let's take the masculine out of this for a second. The universe wants you to know that you deceived yourself. What red flags did you see about this person when you guys first met? What were the red flags? What is it that you ignored? What is it that this person is now currently ignoring? How is it that they approached you? How is it like that they were putting on a show to make you feel a certain way about yourself? How did they view family? How did they view you? How did they run in and how fast did they leave? Like, you have so much information that is important to you. If you keep being magnetized to twin flame messages and divine counterpart messages, it's because you're trying to understand something about yourself. And there's only so far we can get by getting the answers externally, because then we project, we get angry, and we start looking at the wrong problem. The whole point of the work that I do is to get you to turn back around, divine feminine, ask yourself, how did I get into the situation in the first place? What did I ignore? What do we have down here? Knight of Pentacles. Because there's a version of you, I feel as though you didn't feel like you had the skills. You didn't feel as though you had the time or the energy. It's like, well, I want to start a business, but it's a lot of energy to get a loan, and I don't even know if I could get a loan from the bank. Well, the easy answer to that is come up with a business plan. But if you don't have the energy to come up with a business plan, it means you don't have the energy to serve a community, and it means you don't have the energy to go into your purpose. Now that this person's been sort of removed from your life, you know, and you trying to get onto calmer waters, trying to figure out your own shit with, like, you know, your own responsibilities. With this person, at least not quite as active in your reality, because them running is a blessing. I know it hurts to hear that. Them running is a blessing because at least it frees you up to do a little bit of the inner work. This person does not want to do the inner work, and just because they're being little whiny little bitches about it, it doesn't mean that you can't take this opportunity to rise up past it. We do got Eight of Wands. You're entering into a timeline that things are going to change. And I mean, things are going to change quickly, because when you can properly release somebody like this out of your energy and realize you have all the lessons that you need, there's a strategy in here that you learned. There's something you're going to be able to create in terms of learning about yourself, to be a leader, to be a teacher, to be a healer. Like, you've been given a strategy through all of this, but as long as your own ego gets in the way, you can't capitalize on this, and you're stuck in a cycle of self-perpetual hypnosis. What do we have right here? Nine of Pentacles. This situation is about the key to your own sense of independence. Pentacle, pentacle, pentacle. What did this person offer? They offer pentacles 3 for 3, and now they're running out of pentacles, and now they're angry about it. You have the ability to govern your heart, body, mind, and soul and be able to take the diligent work. The Knight of Pentacles is very hella slow, but it takes energy, being methodical, slowing down, taking in the scenery. But because we have this Eight of Wands, releasing this gives you motion. It's sort of as though if you've been driving with too much weight within your vehicle and you take out a good like 500 pounds of luggage, all of a sudden like you can run faster, your tires and your struts aren't getting stressed out, you're not spending money on constant car repairs, that you can actually focus on going from one place to the next within your reality rather than constantly focusing on maintenance and fixing. Temperance. Part man, part woman, all angel. Like you're getting into your sense of unity consciousness. When we get dependent on a third party to pay the bills for us, to be our emotional keepers, to take on the emotional labor, to help us think out our thoughts and being so dependent on their ideas before feeling confident with moving forward, you are leaving this paradigm. And the further you get into your own sense of unity consciousness, this person's just going to fade away. Like this is somebody who, they're not a peer, they're technically a patient. And you have no reason to continue to entertaining this energy, at least not anymore. Actions that the DM is likely to make anytime soon. Seven of Wands, don't expect anything from this person. I really have to emphasize that. Don't expect much from this person. Like this is a little bit of Johnny Railroad. They're trying to find their way, but like honestly, like I don't know much about creating railroads. I'm pretty sure that they're not supposed to be on a pile of dirt. Like, turn around, motherfucker. I know you got some hot abs, like good for you, but the railroad is behind you. This person's trying to forge a path in an area that makes no sense. They're creating a pathway that will be destroyed. Like you don't put a village next to a volcano where the volcano erupts once every 50 years. Like the town would have to be constantly evacuated due to natural disaster. This person has no problem setting up their life in a natural disaster area. Ace of Wands. Like it has a little bit to do with this Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. Like this person, they skip over their emotions. They move on to the next thing. You got Pentacle, 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 Pentacle. And they're like, one. Womp, 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 womp. They are just more than happy to stay distracted, move on to the next thing. And it's funny because there's these little gaps that I subconsciously put into the reading. They can't get to you. Like in some ways you're so invisible that they're going to hop, skip, jump over the Seven of Swords back into the Seven of Swords because they have no concept as to what long-term wealth and what long-term investment is supposed to be. What's the final outcome as a result of all this? Eight of Swords. It's this person, they need to be stuck in their feels. They're going to be stuck for a little while. Let them be stuck. This is a them problem. They put themselves into this situation and they had no right to pull you in to their grift, pull you into their bullshit, to pull you into their emotional problems, to make you their concubine and therapist. Like they had no right to do that. But you were in an energy that made you susceptible. That's where this deviled energy does come in. You were susceptible to this. But if you're learning the lessons, then you're not. You don't have to overthink this. You don't have to use this experience as a way of holding you back. This person's using this experience to hold themselves back, but it's just an excuse. Like this person needs to grow up. They need to hit their rock bottom and thank God that their rock bottom isn't with you. Because if someone hits rock bottom, it means that there was somebody else who's also in a very low vibration. And in some ways, they thought it would be an easy target, but they didn't realize the person that they walked into was way more powerful and manipulative than they were. This person has to go through, video games, and every single level you have to fight the boss. This person is in a level where this is the boss. Like this is the ultimate low. And at first they're going to be so encouraged. Like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to take this on. This will be fun. This will be fun. But months are going to go by. Years are going to go by. I mean, they will never be able to defeat the bot. The bot is going to get more and more powerful. And this masculine is either going to allow themselves to get weak, or they didn't even recognize the option of they could just leave the game, that they don't even need to finish the game, but their ego won't let them. Got the card of the Chariot. This is more about you, Divine Feminine. 10 of Wands. Like, you're being asked to just let this go. Like I was saying earlier, you know, when you're burdened by other people's problems, like, it destroys your car, it destroys your vehicle, and you are spending time, energy, and money on getting repairs when in fact you could just move forward from it all. 4 of Wands. Like, you actually have a group of friends that are waiting to meet you. There's something celebratory ahead, but as long as you bring this baggage with you, you can't get to the party on time, and you don't have money to, like, you know, put yourself into a cute little bikini like this in order to join in on the party. Like, you have a group of friends that are ready to celebrate with you, and this person is a huge dampener. But that means that there are opportunities available too. We got the Emperor. Like, you're rising up within your elevation through this. You're learning how to establish yourself. Like, King of Pentacles and the Emperor, along with a 9 of Pentacles and a Knight of Pentacles, and plus you got the Empress. You are the full meal package. And here's the thing, you are actually going to become way more stable, and you're going to become so stabilizing. This person may come back and you're not going to let them capitalize on it. You're going to remember what hell you had to go through, not what they put you through, the hell that you have gone through and learned how to achieve and overcome. And you're going to know that it's going to be worth defending to the ends of the earth. If this person does want to come back into your good graces, you're going to know exactly what the red flags are. You're going to know what they need to do in order to prove that they are ready for someone within your vibration, and not all of them are going to be up for the task. So, to finish up today's reading, and I just reorganized my desk, guys, so I'm still remembering everything. I'm going to grab the Twin Flame deck, and this is all about reflection of them is a reflection of me. Just remember that, like, when you're a twin flame, it has nothing to do with one other person. It has everything to do with you magnetizing other people with the same feminine vibration, and understanding how a reflection of other is a reflection of me, putting aside the ego and being able to move forward with the knowledge, with grace and gratitude. Mission in motion. Honor your agreement. Whatever your karmic agreement was with this person, it's not for you to hold them to it. It's not for you to hold them to the agreement. You have an agreement with yourself. What karmic aspect of yourself that was part of your feminine energy that made you weak and susceptible to predatorial behavior? Because if you've been able to see past it, you're going to be protected from this. Many of you have not had access to your wealth. Others of you haven't had access to opportunities, friendships, healthier communities, because in order to be in these communities, you have to eject this stuff from your reality, because it's all about vibration. Just take the lesson for what it's worth. 8-8. This is a karmic number, but this is about you getting into mission. This is about you moving forward. Just keep moving forward, Divine Feminine. You are the Emperor. You are the Empress. You are the King. You are the Queen. You get to make the choice. I'm just saying. Wow. Damn. Well, whoever it is that you are, I really hope that this helped. Thank you so much for sticking around. If you like my style, please make sure to like the video on the way out. If you're kind of curious about the next message, I highly recommend that you subscribe. And like I said earlier, if you need a private reading, either a one-on-one coaching session or a pre-recorded message, I would be very honored to help you out on your journey. And until I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.